Today we are diving into one of the trickiest parts of English grammar, and that is the subtle but significant difference between I am used to and I used to. I am sure you have come across both of these before, and maybe you're thinking, what's the big deal? They're so similar. But often when I ask a student, are you used to it yet? Or what did you used to do? They look at me with confusion, either because they're not used to hearing the word used to in that particular context, or because they've only learned one meaning of used to. So buckle up, because today I am going to make it perfectly clear for you the difference between I used to do and I am used to. If you are new here, I'm a business English teacher. My name is Catherine, and I work with intermediate to advanced level students, not only helping them reach their next level English goals, but also improving their confidence in regards to speaking English in the workplace. If you are not new here, you know this already, but just make sure you are subscribed and engage with this video if it is helpful and if you learn something from it. Send it to a friend, leave a comment, or just give me a thumbs up. It not only helps me out, but it lets me know that this is the type of video that is helpful to my subscribers, to you. Before we start, used to can be pronounced as a shorter version, a contraction. It can't be spelt in a shorter way. It has to be used and to, but you can pronounce it as used to. I used to do something. Now, personally, I only use contractions when I'm talking with my friends about something very casual. I would never use contractions in a professional way because I believe pronouncing everything correctly makes you sound more professional, makes you sound more confident. But that could be because I'm an English teacher, so I'm hyper aware of my pronunciation. There may be some other native English speakers that do use contractions in the workplace. So if you are learning English through the shadowing technique, or you just want to sound more natural when you are speaking, you can pronounce this as, I used to go horse riding. I used to go swimming. I am used to the rain, used to the rain in England. I am used to speaking in English because I use it all the time. But to the more important question, what is the difference? Now, when we use used to and the infinitive, so the infinitive just means the base form of the verb. We like to make it very confusing for non-native speakers by giving everything a complicated name. Infinitive just means base form. So eat, sleep, go, buy, have, keep, think. If we use used to and one of these base forms, it demonstrates a past action that was a repeated action, but the state of that action has changed, has now changed. For example, I used to live in America. We understand this was a repeated, continuous action in the past, but no longer exists or is no longer the case. I no longer live in America. I used to eat a lot of meat, but I am trying to eat more vegetarian meals. Again, we understand that eating meat was a continued action in the past, but no longer is the case. As explained in the rest of the sentence, you're trying to eat more vegetarian meals. I used to like pop music. The understanding is you no longer like pop music. The status of whatever that action is has changed. Try it quickly for yourself before we move on to the next meaning. Write or think of 3 examples of something you used to do, used to think, used to have, but no longer do or think or have. If you want to write your examples in the comments, feel free, and I will check them for any errors. But if you just want to think out loud, that's also something you can do, of course. I'm not in your room. I'm not going to shout at you if you make any mistakes. So our second meaning, I am used to something. I am used to something. Now, when we use be or get used to be used to, or to get used to, what we mean is something we have become accustomed to, something we have grown into. something we previously did not like, did not know, did not have experience with, but we are learning, we are growing, we are adapting, we are changing. Sounds a little confusing, right? But let's break it down. So if we use be and used to, the verb be and used to, so present tense, I am used to the hot weather in the summer, meaning I previously wasn't used to. I previously was not able to work in such conditions. It was too hot. Maybe I came from a different country, or my summers in my country were not that hot before, and it has changed. I've never had experience with this hot weather, but now, after some time, I am okay with the hot weather. I have become familiar with it. I have grown to like or live in the hot weather. Or another example, let's say you've just started a new job and somebody asks you, how are you doing? Are you feeling comfortable here yet? And you respond, yes, I think I am used to it now. Meaning, everything was new to me. I didn't know where anything was, who any of the staff were. I didn't know anybody's names. But I am now familiar with the processes, the staff, the office building. I have learned what I need to know and can do my work comfortably. Or you've moved to England. That's a reality for a lot of my students. They're relocating to an English-speaking country. So in this example, you've moved to the UK and someone asks you, how are you enjoying the cold weather? Yes, I am used to it. It's not so bad if you have a good coat. So the understanding here is you previously came from a country that maybe was not as cold and as rainy as England. So it took a while for you to become comfortable with the weather, to adapt, to change. But now, no problem. Now you feel fine with this lifestyle, with this weather. You're very familiar with it. So that leaves us with I am getting used to. Now, this is the same meaning, something you have become familiar with, but this is present continuous tense. So it's something you are still in the process of doing. So the understanding here is you're still learning, still adapting, still changing, still becoming familiar with. I am getting used to the cold weather, meaning I am not yet okay with it, but I'm getting there. I'm adapting, I'm learning, I'm changing. I am getting used to the new office layout, meaning you still get lost occasionally. You still can't find your way around 100% of the time, but you are getting a lot better at knowing where people are, what they do, which offices you need to visit, where you need to print your work, where the HR department is. You're learning. It's an ongoing process. It's continuous. So the main two differences are I used to. I used to is something you did before but no longer do. And I am used to, or I am getting used to, is something you are learning to adapt to, is changing, is something different for you. I am used to speaking English because I try every day, I write emails in English, so I'm used to doing this. I'm used to doing something I didn't do before. However, I used to speak English every day suggests you no longer speak English every day. It was something you did previously. So the key here is I am used to, or just I used to. Very short video today. I hope it was helpful. I know a lot of students ask questions about the difference between these two. So let me know down below if it was helpful for you. And as always, thank you for your support. Have a fantastic, successful week, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.